welcome back everyone to another episode of Timberborn with me, Dr. Munchkin. Our bad tide ended on cycle 10 here. So if you've been following along, we've been doing a bit of little work. Let me pause here. We finally got the tube network up and running, which is great. So now we're migrating up here, we're expanding out. We have an entire industrial area being built up over here, including engines, more power, more bad water, and we're starting to try to migrate over to here to actually get a mine. We need research for that. In order to help facilitate said research, we have gone ahead and built the number cruncher, which finally got finished as well. We unlocked it a couple episodes ago, but we never finished it. The other thing we're doing is over here, we kind of have a massive project going on just to dynamite this out. That will allow these guys, as you can see here, they can get pretty darn deep. And that builds up more water reservoir in here in case we have a very long drought or very long bad tide. We have also upgraded our water storage because we've had a little bit of water issues to begin with. But the goal today is hopefully to get the tube network more set up and maybe get enough research to start unlocking these things. The other thing I kind of want to do is kind of build a bypass over here and get, let's say, some scaffolding. I kind of want to use this stuff. It's very expensive, but I want to build this over everything. I'm pretty sure if I did a little bit of this and then a little bit of that, it works. And so that way I can make this a little bit more direct, because what we were doing before was bringing this all the way down and all the way over there. And that seems like a bit of a waste of resources. Considering we do have tons of scrap metal coming in, we have a little bit more, and we're really not using our metals for anything. That sounds like a solid plan. But as we get into this, as always, if you guys like this content, make sure you guys like and subscribe. I'd appreciate that. And with that, let's go ahead and see how today goes. We do need to actually unpause all of these before we forget. We'll have a little bit of flooding, it seems. And oh, that's right. We also started to try to get this online because we're getting a bunch of wood. The other thing is this tapper shack needs to be a little bit more priority. We'll actually up that because that will increase overall well-being. Planks we're doing okay with, and then we'll increase that as well. So they should start to build these things. Gears are actually doing amazingly well. Food is becoming a problem though, so we definitely need to handle food. Now we did increase overall production over here, mind you, and we do have soybeans. So this is good. And then we need to actually prioritize maybe this guy. And if we prioritize that, we actually have a connection, so they're not coming. They'd have to walk all the way over here just to come up here, as opposed to just taking this and going up there. Or even if they work in this location, they just hop there and they hop right over, as opposed to going all the way down and around. So yes, hopefully we can get better things online to build things. What are they working on? I do not know, but we need more storage for soybeans, which I think this was going to be that, so we'll up your priority as well. That one I don't need. That one was going to be corn. This one, the cassavas are starting to hurt. What are these? The kohlrabis? Yeah, we're just having, and then these guys, they should be producing a bit of mangrove fruits in a few days. But we really need to get a food factory online, which is why we're starting to produce corn. And this will be good for corn as well. So let's actually, you know what, let's just work on all that stuff today. And these guys are functioning right. We still have a beaver without a job. That is okay. But converting all these logs to planks is a great task. Alright, hopefully this sustains, and we're going to work on the new goal. Let's get food production up and running. Builder's hut, that is my one job that I do not have. That is okay. We built 2 more of these guys up here. And I think that's probably going to be this overall size of the colony that we can probably support on a map this small. The diverter valve works fine with a bad tide. We do have that food. Berries are okay, but we're needing to start building these larger storages to support the network. I also want to get the treated planks online, hence why we have this. This pine resin will be a thing, and that's why we're going to get that. So if I go to wood, it would be this over here. And I could do something like this, or I could do something like that. I think this is probably better. I would like a little bit of happiness though. Something like this, just so... Oh, I didn't even realize we didn't have that unlocked. Oh well. We'll start getting this up and running though. And the reason we want that is just because we can start using that to make treated planks. Let's go ahead and get a decoration over here. We have a bit more of them. That's 20 metals. How many metals do we have? We have 28. That's not great. Brazier, it's 2. That's Beaver Bust is 5. That covers what I wanted to do. So we can just do that. This is not top priority, but we additionally want to grab food. There is the food factory, which we can get online. And that would require me to build a little bit of scaffolding here, like this. I know we're just working towards food right now. Something like that. And then we can get some pathing set up, like so. Now inside of here, we have a little bit of, I don't know what to do. We can do that, and maybe do a little bit of demolition. No, that still wouldn't work. Well, we'll just go ahead and add some decorations while we're at it then. So we'll go ahead and add 2 lamps, and how about some shrubs like this, and we can add a brazier, or maybe just one of these guys. I know it's 20, but might as well. Alright, and they still need to build all of this, and the oil press will be needed. Actually, a better plan for all of this was to be... We're going to destroy all that. And the reason is, if we go to storage, I can get a medium tank here like this, and you can be not grease, not coffee, although coffee would be good, canola oil. And then we can just increase... Oop, nope. Let's just do that. Because once that's done, then I can actually build this as well. And they shouldn't get touched by the bad tide. And then we have the power. Okay, well, they shouldn't get touched by the bad tide. But then we have Mr. Dum Dum somehow who got touched by the bad tide. Which means you're probably contaminated now, which is horrible. We'll have to check on that. And just go ahead and recover all that. Now we can go ahead and build that. Oh no, I'm really concerned now. Health and well-being. Where is this? Beaver's unwell. Yeah, I understand you're unwell. Well-being. Decontamination pod. We do have enough science for it. It does require power. You know what we can do? We can just build it. I found the place for it. It's gonna be here. Health and well-being. Priorities on all that. Reason is we need to have this built so we can transfer power to this. We do have the metal blocks. The planks we actually have because we have tons of planks. So not really concerned about plankage. And then hopefully we start building this guy and to extract. We just need to supply it, and then our beaver can be treated. Okay. We built that storage. We're building this storage. That's good. We built that storage for the corn. That's amazing too. How are we doing on you? Why aren't we building this? Build this. Do we not have access to that? We should. We do. Okay. And we have the logs. Although we're kind of running out of the logs. All these guys were recently planted as well. Some of them are very close to being grown. What were we planting over here? Soybeans, yes. Where is my... That's canola seeds. I don't know if I have storage for that. We'll just make that one canola seeds. That's more kohlrabies. This should improve overall well-being once that is complete. And we are actually producing canola oil, which means you will need to be high prioritized in order to actually store said canola oil. Oi. Alright, alright. We had a minor setback. We unlocked a few things. We probably shouldn't have unlocked those things. But you are still unwell. You need to go do your stuff. How is the travel time? Okay, travel time is fixed at least. So you can see here, once we had this now, oh my gosh, all the beavers going through there. Once we had this set up, they are very happy and good to go. Not too concerned about this one. In fact, I am going to do this. We can actually make the bypass off of here and work on that. I want to say. Yeah. That will require a little bit of work, but we could, then we can connect over here. It'll actually look kind of cool. And then the other thing I kind of want to do is, because the map is so small, we started to use them in the last season, but of the platforms, these guys, we can actually build up and build like an entire city above ground, which will be absolutely cool as well. We do need more horsepower, or rather we need more science. In fact, I'm going to get a second number cruncher right here because it fits perfectly. I think. Maybe. And then if I go to power... we would need to do this and this, and then we just need to do... Oh! Nice! It can connect up top. I wonder actually if it has power. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to prioritize at least this. So if they build that, and then go ahead and build this as well so we can get all that research online. Since we have metal blocks, we're making metal blocks. But this is another smelter. We need more jobs available. We got that built, so now the beavers are up to, it was an average of 20. You, go get treated. You're contaminated, you fool. This will treat you. And things would be good if that happened. Alright. Beaver life, man. Alright, well we have that. The two jobs, one of them might be, yeah, this, and then I think the other one is the builder's hut. So we're okay on all that. We're out of wood again. You could build farther, and you guys... Okay, so we actually need to do this strip there. So plant crops, nope, plant trees, oaks, something like that. Because you can also reach it, you can as well. And we just can't do that bit. So that's at least a few more trees that we can cut. And then I just need to do that. And that's 8 logs, which is perfect. And now you're planting all that. These are starting to come online, so we are getting an influx of wood. We could always cut these down as well, but food is a huge problem right now. We're out of the fermented cassavas. These are not really supporting anything either. And we need food yesterday. So we do have berries, mind you. Do I come over here and make this farmland? It's the question of the day. I can. I'm not opposed to it. It just doesn't buy me anything, is the question. And in fact, over time, we could even demolish that. How am I doing on explosives? Because I really don't need to be using those right now. So you could be paused. Just so we actually have an excess beaver. Look at that. Because we had a bunch of people grow up, didn't we? Oh, no, we just had people die. So, oh well. Yeah. This is fluctuating because of the water situation. Oh, we do have this online, but it's not functioning. So we are going to do a little bit of this, get a little bit of power like that, and high prioritize this. So that should be built fairly quickly. And then this will be running, and then this will explode. So we have more than enough on the network. So I'm not terribly concerned about that. There we go. So that's running. Operation still nowhere near capacity. Now we haven't really started to build any of this stuff, but let's go ahead and up your priority so we can start getting through these. And actually, if I can look at my pathing, we can do something like that. We still have a little bit of room here to build some stuff, especially if we build some scaffolding and some platforms rather than anything else. But how much was the mine? I can't remember. I think it's 4,000? It is 4,000. But those number crunchers work through the night. They work everywhere we need them to be. We do have tons of planks. I am considering a monument. There is the plank monument. With 50, we don't have that. All right, well, we're at least going to build this, which will be good. And food is a problem. The ferment, how many normal? I just don't have any normal ones either. Okay, so this is what we got to do. We got to do a little demolishing, remove resources, all of that. And we're going to go ahead and prioritize all of this as well. We can always replant bushes. It is not an issue per se, but new goals, nice. Beavers are injured. We should have 3 beds at least, which we do. I think we had didn't we add a few more someplace? Oh no, they're right here. So we have a few more beds that we scattered throughout. This is online, so we should start burning through those metals a bit faster. We just need logs, which is part of our issue. Everything requires logs. All that is good, so we're going to add a little bit of pathing. Like this. I do need a little bit of landscaping. It doesn't seem that we get contamination up here, which is good. So we're just going to do something like that. I also need to get a lumberjack flag down here, and then I want food, a farmhouse, something like this. And then we need to do plants. We are definitely going to do some cassavas over here. Drought approaching, not the end of the world, not great. Let's go ahead and prioritize this, because I can get some logs here, and we can do some cutting of trees. Because these guys are in range of all that. And then we can get this online. And prioritize that. Okay, that's a few more logs. Those jobs will go away as well. More planting of crops. Definitely want some more cassavas. And then we can get a bunch of kohlrabis. How are we doing on soybeans? Soybeans are fine. I don't have storage for fermented stores. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Well, we don't have the you. They're going to be fermented soybeans. That. You prioritize, which means you prioritize. Everything is priority. At least we're getting some wood out of that. These trees should be starting to pop in and out. They are. So that is good. And then once we have the builders build this, we're actually getting a lot of jobs available. Having a little bit of a skyrocketing bit of troops. We can go ahead and just do that for now. That'll help haul things around a little bit. And then for food, we should have... So once we get the storage up, we have plenty of corn storage. Cassavas we're trying to get online. There we go. Starting to build all that. We have plenty of dynamite. Should have plenty of... Why don't we have extract? Oh, it's because it needs the logs. Darn it. Well, we should eventually have plenty of extract. I'll do that for now so I can at least start getting the fluid dump. That will green up all this area. We do have enough for the mine as well. So I want to get that unlocked. So metals. Extraction mine like you. Yes. Go ahead and get that set up. Something like that. Ta-da. And then you should be done. So we're actually going to mark these trees for removal. And then I'm going to demolish this. And then we're also going to plant crops, more cassavas, like this. Let's prioritize this removal. And then you detonate. You guys can reach all the way over here, which is great. So I'm going to plant more crops. I think I want... I don't even know what I want. Canola could be good. I think that's as far as you go. Yes, and then we can do... We're immediately going to pause. Oh, because all of the dynamite was going... That's why we don't have any. It's like we have the power, we have the bad water, it's just that we needed other things. So for planks and stuff, we kind of need you. We're actually even out of planks because we ran out of wood. But let's go ahead and get some more planted crops, more cassavas here. And then I want... just grab soybeans for the rest. And we can even barricade this off, because this should be contaminated over time. How long is this one? 7.5 days? We should be okay. I'm thinking. Unfortunately, though... Oh, we do have... This is power. Okay. Well, let's pause these guys, because these are heavy hitters. What's the demand? Where's the demand? What's demanding anything? Because that's all done. Are you... You can't be I don't know what's 400. We don't need that because we don't have a contaminated beaver anymore, so I can pause it. We're going to pause these for now, too. We just need logs, which is where this comes in. And we're running out of food, which is very bad. We might have a giant beaver calling. I don't know. These guys are going to start producing some food in a few days, which would be good. And we still have some berries available for now. And these kohlrabis are being produced. The only issue is the soybeans are not being turned into other things, and everything else is not happening. But if we provide logs into here, we should have power for the system to produce more food, especially because we're running out of food. This is bad. If we get this online, though, we can start at least making some more food. Because we have the water, not concerned about the water. Food is, there we go. Alright, so once they fill this with water, all this comes online. How long does a kohlrabi take to grow? 5 days? Oh, sorry, that's cassavas. There, we'll at least have water in here now, so all that's green, and that will make this green. Our food is coming back up now that the main groves are producing, I believe. Yes, maybe. We have another 5 days. This is going to run out of water. So we won't lose those, but it won't be good. And you, I want you to prioritize not cassavas, the kohlrabis. And for right now, kohlrabis, just because we need kohlrabis. Yeah, we're definitely having a food crisis. We're trying to solve said food crisis. If I go to food, I would need this all unlocked and online in order to do that. Water, though, should not be an issue, I would think. This is filling up. So all these guys will take, they're halfway done. These guys are almost done, so we should be getting more fermented cassavas, which are being produced here, right? Yes. In fact, I could, if I got food, another fermenter. That's actually perfect. But I need to move you. That's fine. What we're going to do is this. Pathing, that. Come over here, do a little bit of that. Go to decorations and put this back in. Like that. Prioritize that. This, we could do... For right now, we're going to do soybeans. And then the other thing we want to look at doing is hydroponics. Now this is where things start to get fun. Hydroponics can kind of go anywhere. And it just requires water. Lots of water, mind you. But water nonetheless, and we can do kind of a stack. Something like that, so we have a triple. Something like that. And then we just do... Can I make a tunnel? I kind of want to make a tunnel right now. Landscaping, there we go, tunnel. Not enough, I need 2,000 science, oh my gosh. Well, if we did the tunnel, we can build something like this. like that. And then they can just go right there. And so then this will be, I want you to be mushrooms, you to be mushrooms, and you to be algae. And then we need more storage as well. Okay, beavers are happier than ever. Food is hovering, let's say. I don't have the logs to support building that yet, nor do I want to. Power network, we are actually supplying enough power. Would you look at that? So that's good. So everything is working to produce food, which is what we need. So power is our issue. And in order to facilitate power, we need logs. I'm actually thinking over here to have another station. Actually, that station would be pretty nice. So if we come to here, I know we don't really want to do that, but we can do this. And then we can get some tubing online. And the reason is, oops, went a little too far. Pathing 24, look at that. Is if we get you online, one, it'll be a little quicker over here, but two, we could actually get more dynamite over here and get more of a farm going, another farm. So what I'm thinking is we do landscaping, triple dynamite maybe here, like that, and then that should green all that up, and then we would get wood, grab a forester, like that. Or actually we could do it the other way. So it's a little bit cleaner. Like that, and then we just need to mark that down, and then we at least have more trees over here. I think 4 is probably sufficient for what we need. We could turn things off as needed. We did survive. Water is perfectly fine as well. We will need more storage going further, though. And wood is, again, the big conundrum of the day. We are starting to get that corn, those growing. Fermented soybeans. We have storage for kohlrabies. All this is gone. What are you? You're just normal cassavas. So is, and that's the fermented stuff. Uh-oh. Well, these guys aren't really being in use, so what I need to do is figure out what is being used. Well, for now, we can probably make you gears. Just because we have gears over here, and that will help store and increase our gear count there. I don't have another thing for metals, because these are all taken. Well, not really, but we want to keep some of them for wood. There's the bellows at the end of the day. That, I guess, got all added. So we did some decorating offline to add all this stuff to beautify things. That's probably why everyone is happier. But now, water is coming back. We could have pumped through as well. How are we doing on dynamite? Dynamite is at 69. Nice. So let's turn these back on. Like so. So they will start pumping once again. Alright. That, how are we doing on trees? Trees should start to be coming online. And we are actually building this over here as well. And so with water flowing again, we will have more than enough power. Once it overflows. That's already flowing. That's good. We're building the tubeway. Something like that. And then we can have the forestry all built. So what we'll want to do is cut down all these trees. like that. And then actually, well, we can start work on that now. So I just got a lumberjack flag like that. Super high prioritize those. They'll start cutting down, what are these? Pines? Not the greatest, but decent. And now power is more than enough. We actually need a recipe. Corn rations, please. And now we're starting to build this. This is going to start taking our water, but once we've loaded it up with water, it shouldn't be too bad. It does take a very long time to grow all those mushrooms, though. And we're getting more of everything. It's just wood is the issue. We'll also have to see how much that gains us. I'm hoping this is enough. Extract. I do have a bit of extract. Let's do that. That is being worked on. This just needs some metal blocks and planks. Metal blocks should... I guess we're out? I don't know. We might be out of metal blocks. This is coming up very well, though. So we're starting to get treated planks, which is good. I think treated planks have to be stored, yeah, in the other type of storage. In fact, I kind of want... How big are you? Ooh, that's too big. But you, just right, I think. So what we would want is just a 2. And then unlock you to that. There we go. That's kind of what I'm thinking, to build out over things. And so this does require a bit of metal blocks, which we're working on destroying. We have tons of stuff. We actually really need to get over here to do that. And then water pump, or rather fluid dump. You high priority, and then plant trees. I should plant all that. Okay, so let's do you. Means I have 3 jobs without people. I really don't need you online right now. You I do. We'll just go ahead and do that. And as this fills up, we should get better. We need to watch the water level though. And then also, this is finally all done, so let's massive detonate. And... So now this is a lot deeper. What we need to do is pick that up, which they should be able to get that from an angle, and then we're going to plant our triple dynamite again. And fill that in. Now we can go ahead and mark that. Go ahead and detonate that. And there we go. We have a bit more of a reservoir for the beavers, which I'm happy about that. Power is more than enough right now. How are we doing on metal blocks? It's just we are not eating through them fast enough. I mean, you have... Whoa, hold on now. Why is the network... Yeah, you should be... Why are we having power fluctuations? Do these auto turn off if they if we have enough power for the system? I don't know. Oh, well, there's where all our metal blocks are going. They're going into here in order to connect all this up, which will make that a lot greener, I would think. We're planting here. You guys can get all that, right? Yes. That's a little bit more wood production. We are starting to get, I think we're starting to sustain on that. We don't have storage for canola seeds though, so we are going to need that. Let's at least do this for now. And you guys, nothing, and nothing. In fact, what I want to do is demolish these resources here. Because it seems like this is all ready to harvest, it's just that we need another one of these. Beaver-wise, we just had a beaver be born. Oh, darn it, that's what we needed. Landscaping, tunnel here, yes, priority, high. Oh, these guys actually need people to work them continuously. I kind of like the tunnel. Okay. Well, we still need to get over here. Don't know how we want to handle that. Oh, we actually built far enough over here. That's crazy. The tubeway, though, we need to migrate that tubeway over. We have plenty of scrap, I think, to even do all of that. This is even not bad on pathing. In fact, our metals should rise because of all this. And so now we just need the research, which we should be producing way more energy than what we need. You can see how much faster, well, it looks like these might be, how many, 546? Yeah, these guys are moving a little bit more. But do we need more beavers? I do not know. I mean, we only have 4 beds available, so we really can't take any more beavers unless I build more housing. But this should start to get us some extra storage and things. Storage, large storage house there. Got a couple mediums. Like that, since we have all that available. Get a little bit of routing in here. Like that. We can actually delete that one and add a decoration. I don't know why, but I like the lanterns. And then we're just going to do this. Like that. You can be mushrooms. You can be mushrooms as well, and then you can be the algae. That's fermented mushrooms. There we go. Alright, well we have soybeans are doing okay. Oh, we actually built this. How are we doing cassava-wise? Doing okay. Still need more storage on stuff. And we need to get over to this. Get over to that. At least these guys would have those jobs. In fact, you can do all this at least. So we're going to actually plant a little bit more soybeans, it seems. That's corn. Here's soybeans. Well, we're double eating our soybeans, so let's actually make you cassavas. We should be getting a lot more cassavas, just because this is now all cassava land. This is still a lot of cassavas. And kohlrabis they're holding. They're the kind of the quick crop. But we actually need a few more beavers. We have 3 vacancies. We have 5 beds. We could use some more. Just like 1 or 2, right? Over here. But I think our food crisis seems to be holding just fine. I'm not too concerned about that. But I do want to start my little project. Question is, how good is my little project? Come over here, do a little bit of this. Come over here, grab you for 3,000. Oh, that would actually be decent. Because then we would build up there and we just migrate over. And I get the tube. Like that. So we'll start to come this way. We do need the metals, which are going to come because now we're not really using metals for anything. Oh, we need storage here. What are we lacking on? Fermented cassavas are maxed out. That's a good problem to have. But corn rations... Oh, we actually don't have any corn ration storage. We have canola oil. We have corn. We're going to go ahead and store the corn rations there. Do we have seeds still? We have 64. Instead of this, I am going to go ahead and do that just because we have a little bit more. Oh my gosh, we already have so many mushrooms. You know what we could even do? What is my pathing looking like? 51. Okay, that's a little bit troublesome. I was going to actually build it around to have it out there. But where would I want to... I could build over here. So how big was that platform? So you're a 5x5. So I built it there, which we could, but I would need to build on top of that, which is fine. But what is that? 1, 2, 3, it's a 4. So I would need a 4 overhang like this, right? I think. As I contemplate life. Yes. And then we would build that up and obviously get another overhang there, which would be another 4. So I would need 4, which is this one. And then this would be... Oh no, it's... Hold on. Destroy. First I need a little bit of scaffolding. Then we go to the 4. Like that. Then we do that. And then what we're going to do is actually destroy that. Because we have so much scrap and I really don't need that. And then we can just build in something like this. And once we have 2,000, which we do, something like that. And actually, I didn't need the 4, but we'll take the 4. And now this is going to be a massive storage center. So what we're going to want is... one, I want a little bit of landscaping. We don't have We only have triple dynamite. Oh no. I'm gonna want some double dynamites up here like that, just to clear that out so I can make a straight line. But what we'll want is one, at least, it seems we can only get 2 of them in here, which is fine. And then obviously we want the big storages. In fact, if I move over here like, oh, nope, like that. Something like that. Storage, boom, boom. Could even add some extra goodies up there. And then for landscaping, do I have enough? I need 900. Still have a beaver without a job, mind you. Well, you know, we'll just pause you because we should have some of that. Okay, and we don't really have any more bids left, which is good. All right, so I think we've reached a decent equilibrium. Food came back, especially with us upgrading everything. I do want more farming, and a drought's approaching, of course it is. We're going to get another farm over here, and we will need more workers eventually. But 2 beavers are free. That's a really good problem to have. And we should be getting... I want this to be stable with this. I don't know if we're using... So we produce... How much do we produce? We produce 1 every 1.3 hours, and we're using... Oh, we're not even using... Oh, that uses it, and that uses it. So we're just stockpiling that, which is good. But we will need more corn, I think, right? Is corn going down? It might be. I don't know. Oh, well, you know what, we're going to do this. This is just going to be more water for now. Oh, actually, we're not at max water yet. That is a problem. You demolish that and high prioritize this. And then I need to build another water pump. Or rather... Nope, I kind of want to hear. You guys need to be pumping better. They are at the maximum, well, they're not there. They could go to 6. I could dynamite even lower, but what's your guys' depth? Depth 4, limit 6. Okay. So how are we doing on our supplies? Doing all right. We're actually starting to construct. That's already constructed. This is already constructed. This is, I need a crap ton of metals. Not the end of the world. The tree sap is there. I am maxed out on that. That's what I needed storage for. We can add that storage up here as well. So storage. Don't know if I want to go that high, but we can also get our landscaping double dynamites. Right there. Yes, prioritize, super high prioritize that. Something like, actually, no. I'll move it over 1. Just make it a 3 for now. You, I wanted to be treated planks. You. Storage. You are just going to be more water for now, because the canola oil, we could do canola. You, I don't really need anything right now, so we're just going to pick planks. Oh, you're not connected. There we go. And then you can just be treated planks. Why not? Doesn't really matter. Water is going to be a problem. This is not that long of a drought. I am just going to pump until we're done, though. This is kind of a separate network, and we do have at least some logs for power. But we will be pausing this. And this has enough water. Yeah, we needed another pump because we're starting to get... We got 2 more dispensaries for water. This should be coming up, though. I know it's not replenishing, but as long as this is getting positive, so if we see that go to 2.1, so it's 2022, 2070, it is going up. So that means once all this is built, we will have storage for everything. And so now we have a little bit of storage for our treated planks, which is good. They are building this out as well. That'll be a nice little support. Don't need you. We could add gears. Fermented cassavas are fine. That should also be fine. Probably gonna do gears then. And then this one, I don't actually know what we want. We could just do berries. Because berries is like always max. And they're easy to get. But that is not really needed. Yeah, I think that's good for now. Algae rations could be a thing. We could switch this to algae and put the algae rations there. Yeah, that sounds good. So we're getting food variety. Mangroves, I mean, they work, right? We don't have a lot of them, mind you, but it is good enough for what we need. And we did start to... Why did we go... Oh, I think it's also because we built these things. And this just requires a lot of water. So we actually might need a few more pumps. We have 7 beavers available. So I am thinking about doing a little bit more pumping. Like that. We'll go ahead and prioritize that. Another 5 days. Building needs... Oh, that's fine. Building lacks materials. I'm also wondering, could I get another sneaky storage there? Looks like I can. So do a little bit of that, a little bit of that, and now this guy can be something else too. Yeah, we just need that. But what we really need more than anything is logs. How are you guys doing? They're getting there. These guys are coming online. This huge farm should be getting some eventually. We are probably going to switch over to algae rations in a little bit. That'll allow corn to come back. It is decreasing ever so slightly over the course of all this. Although we have tons of rations, mind you. Nothing to do in range. Good. Good. That means we destroy that. That means we're officially out of metals. In terms of, if we don't get this mine set up, we don't get things online. But I do want to do a little bit of that. And then we will need to get transport online for you. I don't know how high that needs to be. But once that's set up, we should be able to get over to this mine, and we should be able to start getting our infinite source online. We actually have more than enough beavers to support all that as well. In fact, I'm just going to add you guys into there. Double check, make sure there's no real vacancies anywhere. We're pumping through everything. That's going to run dry shortly. In fact, we should just pump like this all the time and not worry about anything else. And it is coming up, right? So before it was almost down to, it's down to 19 something, now it's over 21. So with the extra pumping, we should be good. We don't have the super pumps that we would have with the folk tails, but it is what it is. And how much wood do we have for these guys? We have a little bit of power. We could even pause the tree cutters as all the trees grow if we really needed more jobs, but we don't need that right now. Do I want to do gravity batteries for any stupid reason? Where would I even put them? Actually, what we could do is if we built this way and got rid of that, we could actually build a gravity battery network that I connected on top of this and just, because that is pretty high. But then again, don't know. Ran out of juice. Can I prioritize bees? Ooh, I can. I need wood for all that though. How are we doing here? Good. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of cutting temporarily, or actually maybe permanently, I don't know. That actually sounds like a nice permanent venture. But the next day they'll cut all that down. So this guy finally out of water. We have 2,000 water still remaining and only 2 days left. So that should be more than enough water to support our needs. They finally built that, so metals should start to come up, I want to say. Food feeling solid about. We expanded out the wood production over here and over here. 62, 83. Oh, you guys are starting to come online too. That's good. And we are getting plenty of mushrooms. Algae is at 70, which is good. You guys have priority to always be working. And we have storage for all that as well. So we can actually switch you to fermented mushrooms if we wanted to. How are we doing on cassavas? Wasn't this the cassava one? Yes, so we're actually going to up your priority so you get built first. Or not, because why not, guys? Just do it. But we're officially out of water, so you guys have nothing to do. That's a problem. Did not realize that was the case. And canola oil is getting close to maxed out, which is why we're building this over here. But the actual seeds we are increasing as well. So we have enough canola production. And since we drained all the water, all these are going to die. They do have a ways to die, but they will die nonetheless. I don't... Oh no, I didn't realize I actually have homeless beavers. That is not a good problem to have. Well, if I get some housing, I have 12. How much do you hold? 16? And where can you fit? Oh, you could fit there. That's an interesting layout. Let's do it. I like it. So we'll do that. Get our housing set up. Get a little bit of this. Like that. And then also what we'll do, large row house. Get you there as well. And then we'll get a nice little, what's our favorite decoration? A lantern. And that will help. Okay, we ran out of power. That's fine. Okay. Things should come back online. This should be a, how many can you hold? You can hold 8. This should be a high priority for people. Just because we need to not have homeless beavers, that affects our bottom line. Water should be flowing. It is now going to fill all this up. These actually survived the entire time, which was good. So now we're pumping once again. And we should be filling everything up. This is the only water source on the map, so this technically is a limiting factor in everything that goes on. But give it a sec and we should get water flowing over, should get power. And actually, because of that, I can turn these guys on. Yeah, that's all contaminated. So what we'll need to get a farm down here is an impermeable floor. Something like that. That is a ways away, and I really didn't need any of this stuff because we're doing the other bit, and I forgot to get rid of that. There we go. Looks clean now. But now with this guy online, we are getting tons of stuff. Our metal production is getting up there now. We shouldn't be using metals really for anything. This will use metals. It's too far from the district center, but I'm hoping that we only need a couple. Like 14 is 14 sections. Should be all right. All right. Well, we started to get a bunch of storage. So now this, we have plenty of fermented cassavas. Yes, plenty of storage for that. We're over 400. Corn rations are good. We should actually switch this over to algae rations for a little bit. And we're going to switch this one over to fermented mushrooms for a little bit so this recovers. And then gears. We have plenty of storage for gears, plenty of storage for extract, plenty of storage for the canola oil as well. And how much does this produce? So one of them becomes 6. That is a lot of rations. And we'll be flipping that back and forth in order to handle stuff. We could even add some industrial stuff over here, or we could build another... Oh no, that's not close enough, is it? Nope. Needed to be one more over. Couldn't build that. Could build that technically to get a little bit more juice. But I think we're fine on the old juice front. How are we doing on our scaffolding? Are you being built yet? Yes, you are. And then they will build this house. They have all that. That's corn. Corn should come up. Oi. In fact... Oh, we built that for the roofing, which we're not... Monuments. We could unlock you. I don't want to do that. I keep getting distracted, but we need these. So we will have to wait on that, and we'll actually... You are starting to get all your logs. And trees are coming in, it seems. We're still getting canola. The resources, they seem small, but I think we've done quite a bit. But that is going to do it for today. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day, but I will catch you at the next one. Dr. Munchkin, signing out.